It's hard to believe that there are now 3 Grinch movies in the world. Well, I guess it's time to look back on where it all began. Kinda. What is up, Posse? My name is Wolf Brawling, and welcome to another review here on Alpha Omega Wolf Productions. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is directed by Ron Howard and stars Jim Carrey, and is based on the beloved children's book from Dr. Seuss about a Grinch who hates Christmas, and one day he decides to steal it from the great people from the town of Whoville. Now you might be thinking, Will, why don't you just review the new Grinch movie? Well, I will eventually, but also I wanted to give you guys something new. And since, sadly, I can only think of one good Thanksgiving movie, and don't worry, we'll get to that eventually, I decided to give you guys something new. And to celebrate the new Grinch movie coming out, which, from what I've heard from some people, is actually not that bad. Which I'll check it out later on. But I'm going to check out the 2000 remake that seems to have people go, eh. Now, I love The Grinch. It's easily my favorite Dr. Seuss book of all time. I mean, it has a great message, it has, I don't know, just a great atmosphere, and personally, Christmas is my favorite holiday. And of course, I love the cartoon version with Boris Karloff. And when it came time for the live-action remake, which I was like 4, I think, at the time, I honestly didn't know what to think of it. Well, I was a little young to see movies back then, but when I was old enough, I decided to give it a try. And I didn't know what to think of it at first, but after giving it another viewing years later, I can proudly say that I just find it 100% okay. Now, this is by no means better than the original cartoon, not by a long shot. But just because something isn't as good as the original doesn't necessarily mean that there can't be some good things about this newer one. Well, newer-ish one. Let's go over the good stuff first. I don't know if this will be considered an unpopular opinion, but honestly, I didn't think Jim Carrey was all that bad. I mean, he wasn't great or anything, but he was just his usual cartoony self, and I always thought to myself, you know what, I can see a little bit of the Grinch in him, despite a little bit of the adult humor that was spread out throughout this entire film. The makeup, however, was fantastic. I mean, I really liked the makeup they did with Jim Carrey. He definitely looks like the Grinch, and from the costume and everything, it looks pretty good. Even the people of Whoville, the Who's, even though their makeup looks like nightmare fuel that'll keep you awake for the next 3 nights, they definitely look like odd people. And I think that's definitely what Dr. Seuss was intending to. And the set design was really well done too. I actually felt like I was watching a Dr. Seuss book come to life. But that's also where my flaws come in. I just didn't feel like this movie really needed to be made, honestly. At least, not in terms of live action. If it was animated, that'd probably be a different story. But live action, that might be a little pushing the buttons a little bit. And of course, there are the tons of adult jokes. Sure, there aren't any as much as some other Dr. Seuss movies, but it kind of had them spread out, so I didn't really feel like it was all that bad. Overall, did I hate this movie? No. Is it as good as the original? No, not by a mile. But I think the thing that makes this movie stand out is because, compared to other Dr. Seuss movies, it keeps the message there, and it's very solid. Overall, I just think this is just an okay film. If you like it, that's totally great. I'll watch it every now and then, but it's just not really my cup of tea. I shall give the 2000 How the Grinch Stole Christmas a 6 out of 10. Guys, that's just what does it for this review. If you did enjoy this video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. Next up I'm not sure what the next review will be. Jessup will definitely be uploading a video this weekend. And I actually have something special planned for you guys. So, a little bit of a confession. I have never seen The Sixth Sense before in my life. Yes, I know, it's shocking. And before you bombard me with hate comments saying, why haven't you seen The Sixth Sense yet? It's just that, that's just like probably the one Shyamalan movie I have not seen yet. Even though it's kind of embarrassing because people are saying, oh, that's usually his best one. And to celebrate Glass coming out this January, which I'm definitely going to go see after the surprise hit of Split, I think I'm going to probably look into Shyamalan's best film. So next week, I will give you a review of The Sixth Sense. So, until next time, see you later, Posse.